gonna do a late night for these guys. Say hi to these guys out there. Cool.
Hi, King. I gotta remember that. I put them in baggers and upside down, and then which way see you would think plug them one in baggers. Not made that way, but you can. If you do it this right, the older style, they'll plug in backwards and you two of them connected to touch, not supposed to.
How's our single looking?
Yeah, I know about plugging one in backwards, so I know what to do.
See how Timberwolf. Break 2-6, break 2-6. Foxman 362. I want to say hi to you guys out there. See, I hear Timberwolf out there and I hear a Ridge Runner out there talking. Sounding good out there tonight.
Ridge Runner, somebody hollering at you.
Hey, Ridge Runner, and hey, Nana, I'm waving at all you guys out there. We're on a live stream video game right now, but it's going to be some storms tomorrow morning. That's what they're talking in the weather forecast in our area. So you guys might not be on the radio for Friday tonight. Yeah, I know what it is. But I hear Timberwolf out there. I'm over in Rock, Vegas. This is Foxman 362 over in Rockwood, but sounding good out there, Ridge Runner. I hear you on that radio out there, coming in pretty good at 9 pounds out here tonight, almost 7. Hey, 505 out there, Ridge Runner, waving on back. But I was watching 390 Wagon Master on YouTube today, and he's talking about this radio he couldn't get fixed. He says it was the worst radio called ARF. He has one of those radios, but I mean, I know you got all kinds of radios. I mean, you sounded good out there on the modulation. No skip today because the solar flares, and I went on channel 12 earlier today. There was another guy. There's another Bobcat in my area, not in Spring City, the one down there. There's like 2 or 3 Bobcats in this area on the radio. But he was actually talking to Tool Man today. It was Bobcat. He was a Hammy Ham guy, but he was an older guy. He's in my area in Harriman, Tennessee. I'm in Rockwood, but I talked to him today on Channel 12. I never heard this guy before, but he sounds pretty cool. I talked to him today, and he was on one of those used to type radios, an old one, or a new one it was. But he had like 4 B antennas, he was telling me. So, Ridge Runner, what kind of radio are you talking on tonight? I just want to know out there. I'm on the Quad 5 Top Gun tonight. The Quad 5 Top Gun's technology, running the Make-A-Wee 5000. Today, no skip on sideband or AM today, because we're dealing with the solar flares. That's what it is. And it'll probably be getting better this week.
Hello, man.
Hey, can she actually hear me out there, Nana? She's all the way to Pikeville, Tennessee. I'm over in Rockwood from Foxman. We hear you out there, at least 5 pounds, almost 6.
Yeah, come on. Oh, my. Well, everybody's coming in on top of you there. For a minute, it's down to get coming back.
Anybody in the chat? I got people in the chat watching you guys. That's a girl named Nana over Pikeville, Tennessee. They're about 40 miles away. This guy's about 30 to 40 to the east of me. He's in Painted Rock, Tennessee, on the edge of my area.
Are you barefoot?
Yeah, it's going to be storms tomorrow. I looked at the forecast. So I might not be on the skip tomorrow. Because they're talking about storming at 10 o'clock in the morning the rest of the day. I saw it on the forecast they're talking about. Yeah, don't want to take risks of thunderstorms with it. I was going to go for a skip when it was not any storms, but it was raining today, but mostly severe weather tomorrow.
Was that Cobra?
These are the smoked out skip chasers, guys. That's who you're talking to. Let me see my single looking good.
Is it sideband?
That's Ridge Runner. This guy's got lots of radios. He's on the group Smoky Mountain Skip
I
Chasers
got
on
a Ranger
Facebook.
in the top one. I ain't all done to is put the echo in it. It's already in it.
Hey, what's up, Creeper? I see you in there. And I see Mark Sandquist in there, 875. UJX 875 came in tonight. We're going to do a short live stream tonight. These guys will be out here for at least for about an hour or so. These are the Smoky Mountain Skip Chasers on 26. This is the channel Rooster hangs out.
Yeah, sounds better and better when you had the top of them.
This guy has a DAC 10. Ridge Runner has. He's on a DAC 10. He has one of those big radios. That guy, the loud station, he has a DAC 10. I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, good. I feel better. I pretty sick after 2 or 3 days there. I feel like somebody today got some wiring that I needed and I had to get a couple amps going. Going, but they're going to be going better now. I'm wiring a few wires I want to use on it. But anyway, just sitting. I'm going to get back here on the side. But somebody else talk. I've been talking for about 30 minutes to an hour. But anyway, sounding good. I'm back on the side.
People are watching the live stream. We got a lot of guys watching tonight. Dallas is watching you. Hey, what's up, Dallas? Hey, Rich Hunter, Foxman 362 waving on back. I hear you out there. What kind of radio talking tonight? My guys are watching you on the live stream right now, on the live feed, because there's going to be storms tomorrow in my area. But I know you got a DAC 10 over there too, and some other radios. I've seen your photo a while back on the Facebook. I've seen your photo out there on the Smoky Mountain Skip Chasers.
I'm hearing that Foxman there. You come in now, but it's kind of pretty good on me right now. They're good signal and everything. I hear you sound good.
Yeah, you're making a good trip at 8 pounds tonight. I'm on the Quad 5 Top Guns technology. I'm not on the beam tonight. I'm running the Mako V5000 barefoot out here. That's what I am. And I'm running the Road King 56. It's the Top Guns technology radio. It's an orange radio. I bought it back 3 years ago. I'm sure you've seen it on Bob's CB shop on YouTube, on the internet. But it's one of the original Quad 5s I'm talking on right now.
Before I'm on a yellow coated chain link fence hooked to a box springs. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just on Stereo 2016. I looked at some beans today. I was thinking about getting a 4 element beans. Make everybody's life miserable. I don't know if I get any or not. Something else to take care of.
Yeah, I know you're talking about beams. Yeah, I talked to some guy on Skip, I think a few days ago on my video. There was a guy in California. He got the Serial 4L beam like mine. He told me he got it pretty cheap from Walmart on the internet. They got beam antennas. I didn't know they sell CB beam antennas, but I bought my beam antenna and my Mako 5000 from Copper Electronics. That's where I got my antennas from.
Yeah, Walmart got the new prices on the radios. Look out who you buy them from, though. You get one with bashed in on the back Mirage radio. I sent it back to them. It's now settled with me. But yeah, some of their dealers that work for them ain't too great. That's shipping the boxes it comes in, you know. Everybody knows what it is, but they had a Stereo 3 of them a beam for $179 and 4 of them a beam for $189. One of them you got 100 foot coaxial with it. It's Minier, but yeah, they give you pretty good deals. I don't think nothing big. Just something I can put up about 30 feet, turn it towards somewhere and talk.
Yeah, I didn't bought my antenna from Walmart. I got mine from Copper Electronics and got a coax for it. It took me several months last year to get it. And I had to solder these coax together, these RG 213s I got. They actually make it from a coax called from Alpha on eBay. You can look it up. And they make it out from Florida. It's American made. It's a good quality coax. And I got an RG58 running on the beam with this in the house. Same thing with the Mako V5000. Has an RG 213 I'm talking on right now. And running an RG58 through the Alpha Delta ground rod down below. And running with RG213 up to the Mako V5000. The only antenna that's not grounded yet is my beam antenna.
Okay, yeah, sorry about the Los Angeles. They told me to leave there and never come back again. So I come home. I live in Mount Shasta. Yeah, they need to leave. Anyway, I'm back home in Tennessee. That's where I need to be anyway. Sounding good.
Yeah. Okay.
Local channel, yeah.
Just
Most people talking 26. They can get here and talk when I'm not talking.
get on the beam, talk to these guys. Maybe you can reach them. I made 3 contacts total, 2 in Texas and West Indies. They probably was during the day. Yeah, we don't have no rain right now. It's pretty quiet, but they're talking about storms tomorrow morning. And that's what they're showing the local Knoxville news on the channel, on the Fox 43, I think it was. And they're talking about storms around 10 o'clock in the morning. So my mom will be leaving out of the house. I'll be here the rest of the day, but maybe we'll get a break during the storms during the evening. I'll have to check the forecast. But I don't want to take a risk with a thunderstorm with these antennas. I leave them disconnecting. I unplug my radios. That's what I do every time. And I drain the caps out of them. But you can see the beam antenna disconnected in the background with the barrel connector right about there in the background. So I was talking to you, Dallas, a few days ago on the skip. My beam pointed 230 degrees toward you. That's what it was. And when I got around 220, 230, that's when I got the chance to hear you and talk to you. That's Ridge Runner out there. He's out in Painted Rock, Tennessee, to the east of me. He's on the edge of my county to almost near Sweetwater. And that's where he's at. He's over east of the river. Way out there. Halfway to Long County almost. Hey, Ridge Runner, you still there? I hear you out there from Fox, man. I know you were talking to some other guys out there. I hear them.
No, I'm not here. I signed off. I'm here.
Yes, you are. But I was asking, what kind of radio are you using tonight? What kind of radio you're talking on tonight? I just want to let you know. The guys are watching on the live stream right now on YouTube. There's a few guys out here on YouTube are watching on my videos right now.
It's a Total Ranger Galaxy. One of odd parts of that. It's working.
Okay, it's one of those old Galaxy radios from the 90s or 80s, but man, the audio sounded good out there. It's getting out at least 8 pounds, but you're getting good modulation out here all the way to Rockwood. But you're making a good trip about 30 miles away, almost 40. But you're over by Painted Rock, Tennessee, over there to the east of me. I'm over by down the valleys, out by the Shell gas station, near there, Highway 27, out near Mount Roosevelt. You know where that is, out there in Rockwood on the south side.
I hear that Fox man over in that Rock Vegas. I hear you, Fox man. Timberwolf at last.
Yes, I hear Timberwolf down into Decatur. That's a good about 40 miles away, almost 35 miles away. You're making a trip. I hear Timberwolf pretty good, at least 7 pounds out here tonight. It sounded good a few nights ago, but not a lot of noise out here on this radio. I'm on the Quad 5 tonight on the Mickey 5000, running barefoot. I have a beam antenna, but I hear Timberwolf pretty good, crystal clear, but he's sounding very loud out here tonight.
18 there, Fox man. You have yourself a fireman over there, Timberwolf over here, City. Good to talk to you there, Fox man. Catch you later.
All right, catch you later. Probably won't be on the radio tomorrow because they're going to be getting thunderstorms in the morning. That's what they're showing the forecast. I saw on the local Knoxville news a few minutes ago. But yeah, they're talking about 10 o'clock in the morning with storms, but we don't know how that is. But I won't be on the radio during thunderstorms. I usually leave my antennas disconnected during thunderstorms, and I power my radios up. That's what I do every time to keep it on the safe side. All right, check. Have a good one, Timberwolf. Have a good night out there. I'm going to stand by for a minute, see anybody out there. But, all right, have a good one, Timberwolf, and have a good night.
Have a good night yourself, Fox man. We'll catch you later.
That guy is the one that doesn't use the internet. He doesn't use computers or a cell phone.
can hear it good. Yeah, I couldn't hear him either. Hey, Roger. I bet he can hear you. I ain't around good.
I can hear them both pretty good out here. They're making a good trip, about 5 to 7 pounds. I hear them pretty good out here.
Yes, man. I thought that was you not talking.
Nana's all the way to Pikeville, Tennessee. Nana's the girl in Pikeville, Tennessee, down by where Dallas is at. That's where Nana's the girl in there. She's on Smoking Out Skip Chasers. I've seen her. She's the one that's making photos about the Squatch at a restaurant. Yeah, in Kentucky. But that's the only girl out there on the radio on 26. They're part of Smoking Out Skip Chasers. And she's over in Pikeville, Tennessee. She used to have heard me one time back like 2 years ago when they were.
By 18. You're staying up a little bit later at night, ain't you? Yeah, I slept a little later at night. Hey, Roger, well, that's good for you. Get you a little bit of rest in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon, and you're set. I didn't do that this afternoon. Well, I'll tell you what, I would lay down here this evening about 5 o'clock, and I didn't wake up till 20 after 8. Try to straighten up, figure them out. I just figured out I ain't gonna put up with it. Hey, you're not. Oh, I can't take no nap now. What you know about 7 or 8 times a day, make sure you don't sleep.
I've been hearing about the Smoking Out Skip Chasers since 2018. That's how I found them on Facebook back in Utah. I knew they were going to be in this area. I had a feeling.
Then I go to bed.
In East Tennessee.
Get up about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Even the year I saw Broker 23's channel too, Wagon Masters. They're just mostly do AM type contacts. Some are on sideband, some do. But a lot of times they do AM contacts. You'll hear these guys on the skip.
Yeah.
That's why you guys check 26 AM. You might be able to hear them on skip over where you guys at. Most of some are on sideband, some are not. Most of them are on AM a lot of times.
I don't need no alarm clock. I automatically wake up. Gotta get that fast.
Some of these guys are 70 years old I'm talking to. Rooster's out here sometimes. He was out there 2 nights ago. Rooster comes out there too, but he's gonna be on there tomorrow night for 2 radio nights. But he's in a different part of Tennessee, over near Cleveland, Tennessee. About 70 miles, almost at least 60 miles away to the southeast direction. That's where he's at. But if he doesn't do 2 radio nights tomorrow night because of storms, that's what it is. If he does it, he's in the clear. Pretty good. I'll show you guys this thing.
I can't hear you now. Are you talking to me?
That's what it came in this box with the new display. I got this back 4 years ago. It's a color display, but this is the original display inside of it. But I swiped this with in that RCI 2950 there. It's all blue, but it needs an E-chip. I don't know if it's gonna work, but this is the original one I got here.
I gotta get up about 3 or 4 times in the morning. Go to the bathroom.
I'll show you guys. I'm gonna open this thing up here in a second. That lays all the way to Pikeville, Tennessee. They're on the plateau. That's the original one that was inside that radio I took out back in 2020.
Yeah, they come
See, only problem is the LC display. It has problems with this. You guys seen the video on my first YouTube channel. I wish I could find one of those boards. The original RCI 2950. But this one is the color display one on that one. It only shows 28 megahertz, that's it. And it doesn't move around. It probably needs an E-chip in there or something.
Yeah, well,
I put it on an old 90s
I
radio.
think the capsule keep the bladder open.
Let me show you it has it. I won this on an eBay auction back in 2020 and the year when I got my grant at the same time. When I won phone farm stuff. This is a Cobra 31 Plus. You don't see one of these here. It's only got a problem with the LCD display, but it still works. I got that on eBay last year.
Well, these ain't fluid pills, I don't think. They're just, they're capsules. The name of them is, I don't get much.
I think it's pretty heavy duty. It's from 1986.
I'll tell you here in a minute what the names of them are. Flomax. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Well, that's what the name of it. Flomax is the capsule. And that keeps the bladder open. Won't go close. Stop it. What happens? I got problems.
I guess it's actually going to see what's in there. That lady's all the way to Pikeville, Tennessee, in a Barefoot Mobile. She's in a mobile. You can hear her out there.
Well, I'm going to quit talking about it, because, you know, that's really not nothing special over the radio.
They don't want to talk about the person line on the radio.
Giga Man, he don't have that side of the problem because he's a chicken.
He's a chicken here.
Yeah, I do. If I need to now to doing a beer for if I ever 15, 20 minutes, I gotta go. Well, I'll tell you what, you better leave that Mountain Dew alone. The beer won't hurt you. But Mountain Dew. Well, I think it does. I'm drinking net zero, so it's no sugar, no calories, no nothing. Well, that helps a little bit, not all of it. That Mountain Dew will work on your feet and your legs. Oh yeah, I noticed a big difference when I got off that sugar. You know, that's what I need to do, get off the sugar. Put my coffee this morning, a big old tablespoon. Yeah, my legs don't even already swell no more. Anymore.
Yeah, it's
For a little over 2 weeks now. Well, you like it. One of these days, it'll all be gone, and you'll start feeling better.
Yeah, I don't drink like I used to drink Mountain Dew a long time ago. I think like about 3 years ago. Guys, you see that the RCX 2950 I showed you? This one I got out of Huntington Beach, California. That's where it came from.
Well, you go nowhere. Daddy Rat.
See? It's got the color display inside. I put in that board.
He must go off there.
So this is the problem we have here.
Already. He must got off. In over.
Let me show you guys again where it came from. I wrote this a while back. Give you a few minutes to look at it. Hope we're still in the stream. I hope we're, are we still in the stream?
Everybody got to do that every once in a while, right? Yeah, I'll turn you off. Hey, I'm always start close. I'm sitting here saying, buddy, you know, your
There it goes.
Being lower.
I hear Turner was pretty good out. He's down in Decatur, Tennessee, over near where Watts Bar Lake is. I hope you guys.
It comes with age, right?
I hope the stream's still going on. But sometimes I get knocked off. I have the tinfoil back on. Let me see what's still online. Okay, there's somebody in there still.
Yeah, come on.
Rock City. They always say that about that. Alright, I guess Dallas had to go. Good to chat with you. See you on the air. I am about to turn in for the night. Okay, have a good night, UDX 347, Dallas. Catch you later. Have a good night. Probably gonna be storming tomorrow because I don't know how it's gonna be. But I'm not gonna take a risk of storms with this radio. You know I went 390's radio. He had a great live stream tonight, guys. You saw that. But I've been trying to get on the radio for a while to try to grab Skip. That's what I've been trying to look for. But we had a lot of rain today. I'm probably going to get more tomorrow. But my garden's looking really good with this rain so far. Carrots are getting higher a little bit, and mostly my potatoes are. Rock biggest breaker. They always say that. I'm not getting my hand license to the general. Cool. Cool, Creeper, yeah. Yeah, there's a lady out there, and she's in Pikeville, Tennessee. I think she's way out about at least 50, 60 miles away. They can't hear you. She can be traveling a mobile anywhere in the area. These are the most highest active areas in Tennessee on the radio. Channel 26 is the most active, but on Skip it's just 28. Channel 26 is a good channel. And 26 is one of the channels you get on in East Tennessee. They're out there.
That chicken man ain't no slouch on that loud just now. Got some modulation that chicken man has.
I can't hear Chicken Man. That's the Smoky Mountain Skip case. They're a big group. I think Dirty Guys should check them out. But they're in all different groups. They do different areas.
I feel like it. Sometimes he said, well, Timor can't hear me, and I hear it just plain as day. I said, you under that table again? That's right. There you go. That's right. I know you come up with that chicken. You always talk about chicken. It won't be long, you'll be biting them little feathers around your neck, and then you get your wings, be ready to fly.
Yeah. This guy, Dirty Guy is probably laughing his butt off. Oh, God.
I don't believe I can eat 10 pounds of chicken now. I wouldn't be behold that much. I'd be tossing feathers out of my mouth.
That's what came with my Kenwood radio. You guys will see this. That's a stock mic. That came with my Ken radio. Kenwood.
Yeah, I know you know.
That came with that radio, guys. It came with that Kenwood radio I had. You guys seen a while back. That's when the guy gave me that while back. It came with that radio. It came with us 520. I'll show you guys look at it over here. You guys can see it right over here. I'll see if I can swing it. So, make some more addresses and everything. You guys see that radio down there.
Yeah, me too. That'll come too before he knows it. Well, we're going to start to call you Turkey Man. Good Lord. Turkey and chicken. That's about all he thinks about, ain't it? Yeah. You like motion on your turkey there, turkey man? Biscuit eating turkey man. Biscuit eating chicken man.
Guys,
Nana, you writing all this down. Hey, Nana.
you guys are crazy as shit. You guys hear this crap? So funny as crap.
You writing all this down, Nana?
Chicken man. What is wrong?
No, you don't need to.
Dirty Diaper's got to be laughing his butt off right now because Uncle Frank, we got another chicken man in the house. Means he got to be part of the Uncle Frank chicken choker crew.
Never Rick writing that one line. I said, you writing all this down? He said, y'all done wore out 3 pencils.
And just the same. Okay, we'll leave it like that. We'll go straight. We'll go shut. We're looking on single. We still got 2 bars, 3. Chicken man. Who's the chicken man?
You got a belly?
Who's the chicken man out there?
This storming somewhere? I don't know. I hear that static on the radio, you know, it comes in and out, in and out. Oh, man, I can go over here and look. Yeah, who too?
Foxman 362 waving on back.
He'll be back. Just take some time. He'll be back. You really suspect that he'll be up and say something to you about what you've been talking about.
Yeah, this is definitely looking good.
Whatever happened to Bird Dog, I ain't heard him on the radio in a long time. Bird Dog was sweet to me. I ain't heard them in a long time. I talked to Bird Dog the day before yesterday. There was a lot of them here on the radio at night. He's working now. He's kind of, gotta get some rest. Well, I'll be talking to him if he's working. He's in the evening. Oh, what you said the other day.
Doing adjustments, guys. Okay, this looks pretty good. See our single report. Single's looking good. Let me roll back this up. That's the new tripod we're on right now. We're gonna go back up to see the quad 5.
He's ready to his stepchild family.
Go back up.
Yeah, everybody talk at once. And don't everybody talk at once. Who? Well, I don't think he was talking to me. I heard him say something about a red-headed stepchild, but I ain't red-headed. He got things mixed up. Yeah. I'm not red-headed. I did. My hair was kind of a big quarter
Pretty
long.
straight. Yeah, we're pretty level. Yeah, we're level on the meters. Pretty level. There we go.
I had blonde hair when I was growing up.
How's our bar looking?
Blonde hair was about the lead. It was what? How you doing? Yeah. You just put that color on it? Oh, you was red-headed, huh?
Showing you what's going on in the band tonight. See? We don't go skip down here singing, singing. See? Nothing. What do you think, damn guys? We're back on 26.
How about we got this freckle thing? Well, red-headed people, I'm all of them. Most red-headed people are Irish.
Let's share this out to Smoking Out Skip Chasers right now.
I had a sister-in-law like it.
They'll be able to see this in a few minutes. I'm going to share it to them in a minute. Oh, and then go to zoom. Oh, and then go to zoom back up. Yeah, we're talking to Timberwolf tonight, and I think Hate It Rock.
All depends how you look at it.
Let's say goodnight to these guys in a minute.
That's the reason you play by yourself, right? You got the female.
Okay, I think I'm talking. Alright, have a good night, Timberwolf, Foxman 362. We're going to, so we're out of here. Have a good one. We'll catch you later. We're talking all that stuff. Alright, have a good one, Timberwolf, Foxman 362, 10-7. Good night out there. We'll talk again soon.
No, I was telling Timberwolf, I don't let nobody come in here, not a woman or a man. I keep everything locked up. He's scared, man.
Here we go, guys. This is Cornbread Hour, guys. Cornbread should listen to this crap. Where's Cornbread? This is when Cornbread and Popcorn should come in here right now. Listen to this kind of stuff. Cornbread Hour. We're still on the single.
She put a whooping on you. Who put a whooping on me? No, I'm talking about my ex-wife. And if you put a whooping on you, that's what I'm saying. So you need to turn that hearing aid loose. I ain't got no hearing aid on. I don't need one. I told you what you did. I put a whooping on you. Yeah, because she was always in control and she was real bouncy. Well, there's ways you teach us some manners. You go to sleep and hit you over the head with a frying pan. Well, if I had a woman like that, she wouldn't be very long. She'd be gone. That's why she's been gone about 9 or 10 years. So how long did you put up with? It would have been 32 years this year.
Wow.
See, you put up with her that long, you could have got rid of her right away. She would like to come home now, but I can't let her come home. When she hit you with that frying pan, she would have left right then, and she wouldn't have come back.
He was abused by a woman?
When she said the S-B word, that ended our relationship.
Yep. That sounds like a,
that would end mine, too.
he was abused by a woman.
The day when she said the
There are
S-B
men
word,
like that, too.
I was done, no more.
Wow. You hear that, guys?
Son of a biscuit and
I hear stuff like this before.
You said ASP there, Nana. I don't like him words. I don't like him bad words. Do you? No. What about you, Nana?
That's still. Hey, what's up, Paul? UGX37. Good evening to you out there. We're on channel 26. I hear guys out there, but there's no skip conditions today.
Yeah, you only can say it one time to me and I'm done with you.
These are the guys about 30 miles away, some only 60 miles away, but that Timberwolf's 40 miles away from me, good at least 35 miles to the southeast of me. He's down by DeClaire, Tennessee.
Honestly, guys, you think I'm kidding? I really don't have no company up here around me at all.
Some of these guys are almost 60 miles away, 40 miles out, some are 50 miles.
Like you are. Dude, I'm scared of the world, man. I've only been with one woman. You must be saying-eyed. I was with her over half of my life.
30 years, yeah.
Ain't no way, Lee. You praise everything. You're a grown man. You know, I'm a little kid still wet behind the ears.
So I made contact the first time. Cool. 390 Wagmaster. We're on channel 36. That's awesome. New Salt Lake City opened up to you. That's cool. Sure you heard him pretty good up there.
Going down here, my family says, stick it out, stick it out. You need to stay with us so you don't lose your kids. I waited till they turned 18 and I was out.
Poor guy. Feel sorry for that guy. That's an abusive woman relationship. You think it's a woman. Some women do abuse men, some men do abuse women. Oh, you hear that out there. You don't hear that. They probably happen all the time. But this guy was happening since the 90s. He waited on that one. But I have heard these guys talk about that sometimes on this channel. They used to talk about it for a while. And I've heard Bert watching songs out there. And these guys talk a lot of good stuff out there about radios. They talk a lot about radios on this channel. Cool, he made it skip to Idaho. That's awesome. And short Utah and Idaho and Northern California, Southern, they're starting to open up where Arizona is. It's not open up here today, but I was on the beach because there's a lot of rain today. Then we're going to get some storms tomorrow morning around 10 o'clock. It starts around 8. That's what they're talking about, storms. Let's see. It might be one of these things that come very quick.
You'll be back.
And depends on the weather tomorrow. There's going to be some severe weather. But I better take a chance of storms in the morning on the forecast. Just Knoxville's like 42 miles away, and it'd be different from 40 miles away where the weather is. But it's on the same front, but they're coming from the west. And they come off the plateau and hit down in the valleys. Yeah, it's been raining all day today. We're trying to stop earlier. I was actually doing some putting the contacts down from a few nights ago, and I usually put it in the comments. And when I do the contacts on the live streams, yeah, I do that a lot in the comments, so I can write them down on paper. I haven't wrote all this down since December, since last year, and I've been a lot of times. There's some backlog videos I haven't done any contacts on the putting the comments in some of them, but I've done some other ones too. But I haven't wrote anything down on paper yet. The ones that are contacts yet, but I put them in the comments so I can write them down on paper later when I get the time to do that. But I always put it in the comments to write the contacts down. It's hard because they start tracking a lot of people on the system as something else, but usually you can do it on the videos and stuff. Yeah, it's dying out here. Cool.
You see, Nana, he just overthrew
me Skip's dying out there in Arizona. Yeah, sounds like the gray line's kicking in where you're at. Most I haven't heard you skip on the quad 5. I usually hear it first and I hear it on my game. But it's different on the beam.
All winds are not the same. They're not all right. You think they are, but they're not.
He's trying to help that guy. But the beam's different than the Mako 5000. Usually to pick it up in the Mako 5000, sometimes you'll hear the skip, and when you hear it, you'll hear it on the beam a lot better. You guys will be out here all night, but I've seen you guys up to midnight at night on a Thursday night. But this guy's out here all the time on Channel 26 at night. They don't come out during the day, they come out at nighttime when they talk. They're always out there at night.
Now, he's not that valuable when it comes to winning.
He's talking to somebody in Pikeville.
Full of wool over your eyes.
You can hear her out there. I hear her talking way out there in the distance.
Nana, I want you to have a...
Cool. Yeah, I knew that. It's 211. 2117 Sacramento, California. I've talked to him before. Awesome. 25-minute talk. Cool.
We're going to get out of here, turning things to the left.
Okay. I'll see you next one.
I don't take you back. Hey, we don't have money. I'm going to sell it or something. I ain't even out.
All right, have a good night, Timberwolf. I know you're getting on out of there. This is Foxman up in Rock Vegas waving. We're recording you live on the video gates tonight, but my guys are watching out here all the way from Arizona and California and up in Canada. But I'm going to wave it on back to you guys out there tonight. I hear some people out there too. All right, Foxman 362, we're out of here. 10-7, we're out of here. and let you guys get on a roll. Maybe we'll be out there sometime soon, but it's going to be storming tomorrow. But I'm going to back on out of here. Catch you guys later. Foxman 360 up from Rockwood, Tennessee, waving on back.
I hear you over there, Fox, man. You have a good night yourself over at that rock, Vegas. The Timberwolf over in the Badlands said that. Catch you later, Fox, man.
Yeah, he's out there. That guy's.
I ain't going nowhere for a little while, I reckon. See you, bye.
You got it.
Wake up over there now. Yeah, I put it down on the tree there. That's not like what all I got to do now. Hey, no problem. I put it in. I could put it in there frozen, you know. Put it in a pan, but I was gonna think about them good hamburgers. And then them cherry Bradshaw, you know, put them all there. You got something called Bradshaw Relax hamburgers. Them some of you ever put it on my. I got a little one somewhere. I got wrists and stuff I can hold that stuff.
Yeah. He was on a Quad 6 Pro. Oh, I know what those are. Those are one of the blue radios. Cool. They're kind of smaller than my radio. It's almost size of the 82 8255. Yeah. Pretty cool. So, I'm going to turn this down for a second. Yeah, they're going to be talking. They're talking to a lady over Pikeville, Tennessee. That's Nana. I've heard her before. She's way out there, about 50 to 60 miles away. That's on the plateau up there, out near Squatchy County, I think it is. It's near a place called Coal Creek Falls. I've been up Pikeville many times during the 80s and 2000s up there. It's on the plateau that goes all the way to the Crosshill. That's the route my dad used to take lots of time. It's like a whole entire farmland, this whole area. There's a lot of farmland in that area, south of Pikeville, Tennessee, or north of there. It's one of those areas you should go take a scene around of this area. And I've been through it a long time ago. So I was actually shout out to all the guys out there tonight. So we're just doing a video tonight for all that. So don't forget to check out 390 Wangmaster on YouTube. Make sure I get the right sticker. This one here. Don't forget to check out UDXC Radio out here on the internet. Look up 390 Wangmaster on YouTube. He did a live stream today on Thursday night. It was like 8 o'clock. He came on around 8:30 today, but it was like 8 o'clock Eastern time. But he has some great radio stuff, and he talks about that. If you want a UDX number, make sure you email him. And also, don't forget to check out CB Lounge 2112 on YouTube. I'll show you guys in a second. Coming up this weekend, I think it is, on a Sunday Video Gates. He does Sunday services. He's a guy out of Carson City, Nevada. He does AM, he does sideband, he does the whole 9 yards. You'll hear him out there in Carson City, Nevada. He goes by 2112, CB Lounge 2112 Video Gates on YouTube. And don't forget to check that out. And tell him Foxman sent you over there to his channel. His room looks like 1988 every day. He does all kinds of radios. And also, don't forget to check out Oreo Night on YouTube. And someone's getting a new G. Oh, cool. Who's talking? Paul's in there. Let me check in a second when he's talking. Paul says, I'll be getting a new 40-foot ease-up telescope mask to get the Maxit Omnius hider. Cool. So he's trying to. Yeah, you were talking. You were talking to Andy today. That was pretty cool. That was awesome. He was on a mountain talking 7,000 feet. Yeah, usually about 7,000 feet. I'll tell you, Paul. It's almost high as the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, like Cleveland's Dome. Here I'm only 800 feet, and there's a mountain in my backyard about 2,000 foot, the Cumberland Plateau. We're Mount Roosevelt. That's the highest point, and you can go up there by road and go into a park up there. I've never been up there, but I've seen pictures of it. And you can see the Smoky Mountains about 70 miles to the east in Knoxville. You can actually see it up there if you're up there. It's one of these areas that had these towers up there, and they actually have a ham radio repeater up there too. I think it is, and also usually it's one of those towers up there with a park called Mount Roosevelt, and I've seen it on photos and stuff. It's you have to go up way up on Highway 7 to climb it up. It's one of those type of roads that are very curvy. Not like out west you guys have. It's kind of bigger roads out west. That's what they are. So yeah, it's a nice work. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So also check out the old radio night comes on tomorrow night on Saturday during this week, and that's what I'm saying. Catch that out. Check him out. Old Radio Night comes on Saturdays, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget to check that out when you get time. Tell him Foxman sent you there. And he'll get you stuff with the. I'm going to bring it out here. The shout out wheel. So we have the stickers. There we go. And don't forget to check out these guys. We got a bunch of cards here. Here we go. This is the other one, DX Empire. This guy's saying he's out there too. Check that out. And Old Radio Night comes on YouTube on Saturday nights. I want you guys to check him out. He does all kinds of radios. His YouTube channel is 21.sc out of Charleston, South Carolina. And tell him Hawksman sent you. He's got all kinds of cool radios, 2 radios, C radios, the old ones and the new ones. And this guy does a show out there on YouTube. You might get some skip contact with him when you're out there. And tell him Foxman sent you. He goes by 21 Dirty Diaper. He goes by UDX21. But you'll be able to hear him out there on the radio waves. Also, you'll get in the shout out wheel before 9 o'clock. If you get on Old Radio Night on the live stream in the chat, say hi to him out there. He'll give you a blue wrench for a moderator, and he'll get your channel out there. It'll get more people to get to your channel to let it grow, and you'll get in the shout out wheel. And when you draw the last color on the list, you'll win a bunch of his stickers. Sometimes he does a shirt contest once in a while when he gets enough more subscribers. And also, don't forget to check out the Uncle Freddy Chicken Choker. He comes on there once in a while on Old Radio Night sometimes, and he does the C radio on this one. And you'll see him out there. And if any kids are out there, check out the Uncle Chicken Choker. He's out there, and he does C radios. He's a good guy. He's an amazing, cool chicken. He does a lot of great C radio stuff. And also the QSL cards you'll be showing today. And before we get out of here soon, we have to put the Old Radio Night, the old 2 Radio Network. So 59 Zuzu runs the art department of the United Delta X-Ray. Brad out of Salt Lake City, Utah, he does all this cool stuff. And they sent me this QSL card a while back when I won that purple catalyst box up there up there on the thing you seen, the 2-pill. And I won that back several months ago. And I got lucky on that one. And this is what I got the QSL cards from. And this is the UDX59 Zoo out of Salt Lake City, Utah, named Brad. That's one. He's out of Salt Lake City, Utah area. These are the things he shows in here. This is his QSL card. And this is a picture of downtown Salt Lake City. I actually been there. And I don't know. Down there right there is the Gateway Mall. I've been down there. The Gateway Mall is right here. That's the Mormon Temple. I've been not inside the temple. We went to one of these other areas back in 2009. I think it was in I think it was actually December 2009 when we did the Christmas thing. We stayed outside the Mormon church, went into one of their other areas to go into one of their small ones, and they were doing Christmas carol. It was actually for tourists to go in there, and that's what it was, Christmas lights and stuff like that. And I also been to all these areas in downtown Salt Lake City at night. So actually it's kind of different at night. And there's actually where Crown Burgers is. It's over that way. You got that little stadium here. That's where I did the Days of 47 rodeo. I've been in that stadium. That's the Jazz Stadium. That's where the jazz players play. I've been into the Salt Lake City one, the jazz players where they played at, and I went to a rodeo with my family to go see a real live rodeo called Days of 47. It was actually a big rodeo for the whole entire state, and people from different parts of the United States went in there. Did mostly bull riding, horse riding, you name it. Called Days 47. I've been there. I don't know what year it came out. I think it was in 2015 I went there. So we went there for a day, and we took the train back on the way back to Pleasant View, Utah. But I've been on the train before, even when we stayed in Clinton, Utah, was the first time, and we went to Salt Lake City uh, a few times before. I think like 3 times. I've been on the train on on what do they call it, the UTA. That's the one it was. I've been on the train a few times to Salt Lake City with that. I think 3 times to it, from going from Ogden, Utah to Pleasant View. Sometimes the first time when I went on the train the first time, when we went to Salt Lake City, my dad was getting something for my mom's Toyota Scion to get one of those things to pull a trailer. So we went on the south side of Salt Lake City. We did the train, we took the bus down there, and went on the south side of Salt Lake City to get the car, and we took it all the way back. And my sister's been on the train many times when she went to concerts in downtown Salt Lake City and some other areas. And the last time I've been to downtown Salt Lake City was in 2020 when we were doing some when my sister was doing DoorDash, and she was looking for some kitties in the west downtown Salt Lake City. Then my sister got a cat named it's a white one, and his name is Moon. You actually see him in the videos before. He came out of Salt Lake City on the west side of West Valley. That's where my sister got the kitty cat. But we went into one of these places in downtown Salt Lake City the first time we went to look for a cat. It had this kind of cat type pet store. All these cats in incubators and little things like a daycare system. And it's actually where the bar's at. And I'm not kidding. Okay. Thanks for leaving a like out there, Dirty Diaper. I was doing the show today. I've been wanting to get on the radio for Skip because I've been sitting here all day. And when I've been doing a lot of sitting time with the French Bulldog, you guys know that. I'm just spending a lot of time with the French Bulldog because it takes 2 years to get him out of the puppy age. That's what I do when I'm sitting on the couch with my mom with the French Bulldog, because he gets into things. And sometimes I do that, and usually we put him in his little crib bed thing too. But yeah, I spend a lot of time with the French Bulldog. That's what I do, and I'm usually on the radio stuff either way. But we're going to be getting storms tomorrow. I don't know how the weather's going to be. Depends on what it is, how it's going to turn out. But that's why I'm not going to go on the radio tomorrow for storms. I'm not going to take a risk, something talking on Skip. We don't know. It's going to be good. It's supposed to be medium conditions tomorrow for the next few days. We'll have to wait till it gets better soon. But we'll have to see how the weather tomorrow is. But it's going to be severe storms, I think. And also, you check this card. This is 59 Brad. So that's cool. So this is his card here. But those, man, I'd like to have some great QSL cards. Something like from the 80s and 90s or the early 70s are good. But that'd be cool. But maybe we'll have some with the famous CB radios like the Brownings, like the Cobra 139s or the Cobra 2000s. Cool. But yeah, and I'll tell you, there, Dirty Diaper, you know that guy, that person is still selling that Washington for $25. It's still on there. You know, you couldn't bring it here either way. I would have loved to have that. That would have been awesome. But there's someone on Facebook Marketplace is selling one, and it's about 2 hours away. But you can't go up to a plateau to go get that. But because sometimes I try to get them to bring them to my house. Like I got the Silver Eagle last year. That's how I got it for $25. You know, get lucky. But that Washington could still work like brand new. You don't know. $25 is not bad, but it's about 2 hours west of me. It's outside of Cookeville, Tennessee, where it's at. And I've seen it on Facebook Market. It's in excellent shape. It comes with other stuff. Some guys sell them for $25. You got to make sure it's not a scam. We got to make sure it's not. It's pretty good. Yeah, maybe you can get Dallas to help me out. Tell him to go get it for me. Now, I have the cash. If Dallas can get that, send that to Dallas. If you know where Dallas is on the internet, on Facebook, send him the $25 Washington. Maybe tell him to go get it for Fox and he can bring it here, and I'll give him the cash. Because I have the cash for that radio. It would have been nice. Because you know what I would do with a Washington? I usually put it on top of my Cobra 139, do skips on it. Either way, it'll do. I'll figure a way to do that. But we got the tuner here. But the Washington is like, I got that idea from Motor Junkie. That's why I like those radios. They're almost like the Grant. It'll do almost really good. But I wish Dallas could go get the Cobra 20, to go get the Washington for $25. But I don't want to tell anyone because somebody's going to grab it and they'll abuse the radio. But you know the one I send you the link. And make sure you send it to Dallas on UDX21, Knowing Dirty Diaper. You need to tell Dallas about it. You're not, because somebody is going to get something and get it, but somebody's going to grab it. But it's about 2 hours west of me. It's outside of Cookeville, Tennessee, to the west. and you'll know where it's at. It's to the north of Cookville, somewhere in that area. And it's a good at least 2 hours away from where I'm at, but I can't go that far to go that out there because my mom does not like traveling on top of plateaus and stuff. But sometimes I usually get them to bring the stuff here and give them the cash. That's how I do that. And the guy could not even bring here, but it's still for sale up there. And we got to make sure it's not a scam because you got to make sure it's all good. But I sent you it there the other day. So yeah, maybe Dallas can go get it for me and I give him the cash. It'd be good. $25 is not bad for a deal on a Washington. And we got to make sure it could still work like new. So this is Cowboy UDX 357 out of California, and let me tell you, he's out of San Jose, California. That's great. It'd be quite good. And I'll tell you, he sent me this QSL car a while back. It'd be awesome. So this was a QS car I got. It's got the cool Jamaican colors, and it's very awesome. I'm kind of tired tonight because, yeah, I'm going to wait till you guys out there in the chat. And it's been kind of rainy all day, nasty weather, but at least it's good for the garden. And it's been good. It kept the house pretty cool today. Haven't had my air conditioner on today, but usually I have it in the house. With the basic central air out there still, yeah. Be quite good. But then I got to tell you about Old 2 Radio Network. I want you guys to check it out. And also 2 Radio Night comes on Fridays at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Channel 18 if you want to see it on there. It's on Rooster C Radio Connection out there on YouTube. He'll do 2 Radio Night if it's not severe weather or if there's somebody interrupt over the skip zone. That's what happens. He does that. And you might be able to hear Rooster out there with that radio he's got. And he'll be out there. If he does have, you'll see the live stream puts it out there. But he does 2 radios, and he gets everybody in this area on Channel 18 in my area. And the guy Ridge Runner, he actually has a DAC 10. It's a 2 radio he talks on. I have heard him. This guy was on a Cobra radio to see him, but he has a DAC 10. I've seen his photo a while back on the Smoke Ground Skip Chaser. It's on there, and he's over at Painted Rock, Tennessee, to the east of me, about 30 miles. Almost 40, right on the edge between Sweetwater and my part of the county where I'm at. It's on the eastern edge of that area, and it's not far from Sweetwater, Tennessee, but it's in Painted Rock to the east. It's the farthest eastern part of the county where he's at, where I'm at, and I'm pretty far west of him, and that's why I can hear him pretty good out there. It's one of the most rural areas in that area in my county where I'm at, and he's over where Sweetwater is. The guy actually seen the tornado a couple of weeks ago. The big one they had in Tennessee, it almost touched down his area. It went up to Loudoun County, Tennessee. That's what it did. So don't forget to check out on Saturday nights, Old 2 Radio Network. And the guy goes by Bozo Control. His name is Dennis Thompson. And I'm sure Dennis Thompson is watching today and tonight. And he starts at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 10 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, and did I get that right? Wait a minute. Wrong that way. Hold on. It starts at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time for the Old 2 Radio Network for the East Coast. And Dennis is out of Fresno, California. He's on the West Coast of the United States. And they do 2 serials from the 60s and 70s, like Robbins, your Mark 3s and Mark 4s, and your Cobra Cam 88s. And those radios are amazing. And he does the Democro satellites. He does the Johnson Messengers, and there's a guy who does World Radio Labs. The Hustler is a favorite one, and there's a lot of them out there on these 2 radios from the 50s to the 60s and 70s. They've been around before I was born. They've been around when my grandparents was around, and these are amazing sounding radios. Once you hear them on the Old 2 Radio Network, they sound really actually cool. They even sound better on the radio when you hear them. Trust me, they are. Especially those brownings you can hear, and then when you hear that pinging sound, beep, like that. And they got those GM Electronics and the General Radio telephones on the Old 2 Radio Network. A lot of that stuff. This man is amazing on his show. Without this show, maybe people will learn from him. They'll be good there. Rooster must have got the idea from this show, and that's why he's doing 2 Radio Night. Like the Old 2 Radio Network is kind of different. It's very unique, and it does a lot of stuff. Dennis puts a lot of hard work in his show. But ever since he put it out on YouTube, trust me, this man does a heck of a good show. and he does a lot of hard work to get it going. It plans some weeks to do it, and that's what I'm saying. You have a good night, Paul. Catch you later. And I'm just going to wave it on back. And this is pretty cool. The Old 2 Radio Network on YouTube. And I'll tell you the time zones we have to tell you. 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time when it starts. Then on that time, on Central Time Zone, starts at least 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 8 o'clock Pacific Time. Got it right? And Hawaiian Time will be like somewhere around these 7 o'clock Hawaii time. That's what it is. And that's the time zones anyway. And because Alaska and Hawaiian Islands, Hawaii is at least around 7 o'clock p.m. Alaska and Hawaiian time for O2 Radio Network. So anybody be out there, don't forget to check it out. The O2 Radio Network comes at least 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll catch you guys. You were here. Yeah, I was on YouTube. You're here before. Yeah, that's true. And I'll tell you, I've been on YouTube since 2007 when it came out. The only way I found YouTube, I'll tell you a show. But I know Dennis actually knows about Wire magazines. And I'm sure he hears about these people in California. And where I used to learn it from the show, I used to know this thing called Tech TV back in the day. And Tech TV was like Leo Deport was a guy that knew about the tech guy. He's in California. He was around before G4 TV ever came out. And when G4 TV came out, that's when YouTube came out, like in 2006. But I remember in 2006, and they showed videos on it. A show called The Attack of the Show. It was an amazing show, but it was all. But I'm telling you, before that was Screensavers with Leo Deport. That was a really amazing show. But Attack Show was pretty good, but for like Gen X's. And that's what I like about that one. But it was like Kevin Pereira, Olivia Munn, all this. There was like, and they had a show called Gadgetron. They show all about technology and low tech even ways, called Around the Net videos. And I know Dennis has been on this channel before. He did not put this. Someone actually found him. It was back in 2007 when I remember about the O2 Radio Network. I think he came out in 2010. Maybe it was in 2010 when I saw this. When I was living in Florida, in North Florida, I used to watch Attack the Show a lot of times on DirecTV. Then before I moved to Utah, I still watched it till all the way to 2012 when I got tired of it. But this show was like a nerd type show, and they don't exist. They tried to bring it back during several years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, and it didn't went very well when they came back, and they went back off the air. A show called G4 TV. Back in the day, before that it was Tech TV, that's what it was, and ZD TV back in the 90s. But this show was called Attack the Show. They had a show called Gadgetron, was amazing. But on that show, you seen it, Dirty Diaper. I showed you the video a while back. I sent it to you a long time ago, about 3-4 years ago. I actually had a drawing on a contest on an iPod Touch, and it was an iPod, which I did not want. So got in the drawing with something. They took some pictures, and with my face appeared on the show, and my brother, but it came in as a friend. But that's how I did that. I had did that before, but mostly it was a contest, and mostly it was some guys in Guam that actually won the iPod contest thing. It was like a one odd chance, but it was pretty cool. I got my 15 seconds of fame wearing the cool sunglasses in the dark. But that was on the Attack Show a long time ago. But don't worry about that. Because most of that would be on DVD some days in the future, or reruns of Attack of the Show. It'll be on the internet, or they put it on like Netflix, Hulu. They might have Attack of the Show in the future, or reruns of episodes. And I might be on those reruns on one of those things when they do the contests, like Attack the Show, yeah. But when they had back then, they had one called Around the Net videos. And I think Dennis was on there. They were talking about the O2 Radio Network way back then in 2007 or 2010. I think I memorized it, but I don't know if Dennis knows it. They were talking about the O2 Radio Network, about Dennis was talking on 2 radios, but it showed that little thing in the background with the cool screen thing with the meters. That's how I recognized it way back then from Attack Show. I didn't memorize it until I noticed it, until I found from you on your channel, Dirty Diaper, on O Radio Night, but he's been appear on Attack of the Show one time called Around the Net Videos, ATN. And I think they had Dennis on there. I think it was. It could be true. And maybe most people came out during the early days. Yeah, I think Attack Show had it back in the day because they're in California, in LA. and that's what it used to be. And G Ford only lasted for several years. And they had like shows like X Play, video games and stuff like that. Because I was in the video games and the nerd culture and the tech stuff like the cameras and stuff. They talked about a lot about the cameras and cell phones back in the day. But it was a pretty cool show back in the day. But they had a lot of things on C radios. They had stuff on comedy type videos. But yeah, but see, yeah, they actually had a show. They showed Olivia Munn driving a car and screen thing, and she grabbed a CB radio talking on like a walkie-talkie. That's the only thing they had. But there's probably been movies that had a lot of CB radio things out there. So I'm mostly what I do. I'm more like I like C radios and video old school video game stuff like the retro kind. That's the combination I used to pick up. This happened a long time ago when I lived in South Florida. I was playing video games on laptops, AOL stuff when I was 15, 16, and then had C radio at the same time. Combination to have. That's something else. But most people don't have that. All right. You were on YouTube before they were. Yeah. Yeah, I was. Yeah, only thing I did not remember, I only remember YouTube back in 2007 when I started puppet videos. That's how I got the idea. It was kind of small back then. How about old radio night at Saturday, 8 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and the shout out wheel, and the big giveaway soon, the Catalyst 122 built mobile amp, and the mobile radio, and t-shirts and stickers. I think he got it from me. Cool. You're going to do a contest this week? Yeah, I know the Catalyst. Yeah, I have one. It's pretty cool. I'll be able to watch that show. Now, I don't miss my show because that's what I like about it. And Dennis had the old two radio network on the air about 35 years. QBB actually helped him start it. QBP actually helped to start it. Dennis started on 2011 on YouTube. Yeah, 2011. I was in Utah during 2009, but 2011 I didn't. Yeah, probably that's where they found it out there on Attack the Show. Who knows? But 2011 was a year. 2011 was the year my parents got the house in Pleasant View. Yeah, on Valentine's Day. That's where I lived up there for a while. But I'll tell you something. In this area, Pleasant View, is actually I'll tell you about the mountain. And I'll tell you about that. You know the Paramount Pictures Mountain? The original one, and they talk about it in the history, you can look it up. It's Mount Ben Lomond. And I lived right next to it and to see it every single day. It was the Paramount Pictures Studio Mountain. Paramount's Pictures Mountain. The original one with the logo. It came from Northern Utah. This guy drew it on a napkin of the logo, and they sent it to California and got his idea, and that's how Paramount Pictures was born. And it was like he had a movie theater that ran back in the old days. It was like during like 1912, and they ran the logo for a few years, and they changed it, and they found other mountain looked like Paramount Pictures Mountain in other places in different parts of the world. But Utah was actually the original Paramount Pictures Mountain. And other than the neighborhood not far, that area called Magician's Height, it was in that area. It was actually all the Paramount Studio, but it's not movie star stuff. But that's where they found it in Ogden, Utah, when they looked at, and you can see it every single day to the north, the Paramount Pictures Mountain. It's the original one. You could ask 390 about that. It's true. So I lived right close to the Paramount Pictures Mountain, and every time you walk around, you can see it. It's been in movies like 3 O'clock High. You can see it. 3 O'clock High in the movie in the 80s, where the guy goes on the roof. And I've seen that school before. I didn't went inside the school. We drove right by it in Ogden, Utah. It's on the eastern side of Ogden. The 3 O'clock High School was right there. It's like a castle. And I've seen it. And it's almost not very far where my mom got her when they actually treated her for breast cancer back then in Ogden, Utah, way back then. Yes. It was not very far. But in the movie, you could actually see Paramount. You could see Pleasant View, Utah to the north back in the 80s. The Paramount Studio Mountain. And you can see it to the north when he goes on the balcony on the top, and that's actually it. And when I used to live up in that area, and I had my one of my DSR cameras, you could actually see the buildings far away, at least on the 800 millimeter screens, 300 millimeter screens. You could see objects about 40 miles away. Not kidding. You could actually see them far away at 40 miles away on the benches up in Utah, and they had this Ben Lomond type mountain. You could actually go hike up there through a whole trail, and it takes a whole day to get there, I heard. But I've never been there. My dad told me a while this back. And you could get up to the top of Mount Ben Lomond at 9,000 feet, and you could see Salt Lake City on a clear cloudy day, on a clear day, they said. And a lot of people have been up there, but a lot of people died up on that mountain from cold weather. And it's pretty high at 9,000 feet. I've never been, the highest mountain I've been up to one time, it was in 2010 when we came over here to Tennessee to see my grandparents again. It was in, I think it was in 2011, June 2011, yes. And when we went that way, stayed in Tennessee for a few days, then went back to North Florida down there. Then we head on the way back to Texas. We stayed in San Antonio, Texas for at least a day. Then we're on our way back to went back up to Oklahoma, then went up to Nebraska. Almost got hit by tornadoes because we saw these tornadoes on the west side of Nebraska. They came very close. We had to outrun them. Then we went to Colorado Springs, and we went to saw Pikes Peak, Colorado, the big mountain, Pikes Peak, Colorado. We went up there, 14,000 feet. My mom's been up there, and you can't hardly breathe up there. Your head will start getting dizzy if you don't start drinking water and stuff like that. And that's the highest mountain I've been up, was 14,000 feet. It was a lot of big wide roads going down, but air was pretty cool. You could see the Rocky Mountains pretty far east, far west either way. You could see it. At 14,000 feet was the highest thing, and your brain will start getting dizzy if you don't start drinking stuff. And they make these cool donuts up there at in this type of restaurant up there at 14,000 feet in Pikes Peak, Colorado. So my mom had them. They're like these type of brown donuts, and they make them especially there. And I was surprised TVs can work at least 14,000 feet, a small one, like a 20-inch. Because when I used to read up on all these little tech guys about plasma TVs and LCD screens, and they say plasma screens are good at least maybe about 7,000 feet. They can go at least almost 9,000 feet. And that's the only they're good for. Most LCD screens are not good until like maybe maybe about 10,000 foot or something, but I don't know. But depends on what it is. But you can't even bring a computer laptop there that high because your hard drives will get fried or something like that. Pretty cool. 440 in California helped me to get started on YouTube. He died a few years ago. At 445 Radio Man Pirate number 9 and myself started together in Oregon now, except me. Yeah, cool. I didn't have a live stream back then when I did little quit videos from my pup videos with my dad's Nikon camera. That's how it happened. Most of them some were filmed in 2005, but I put them up there in 2007. Hello from 420 Honolulu, Hawaii. Cool. You've been watching us. Cool. And not the 4K giveaway. This is the Saturday when I hit 4K. Cool. You've been getting a lot of subscribers because you've been putting all those little short AI videos and cool. That's awesome. We got to get a little bit more. And we need a lot of stickers and stuff because they didn't get it out there. We got to make something like magnet type stickers for your thing. But you'll get it out there soon. It takes a while. But and you've been growing for a while. It takes a while to grow. And yeah, that was actually, yeah, I got that. You know, I got that QSL card. I got that back when I got the lights, I think it was, or when I got the box for him. It was the contact I made on December, back in 2024. That's how I got that card from. And this is the lights he donated to me. 357 actually donated these to my radio for the Cobra 139. He gave me these things. That's how he got me these things. They have different colors. They're all green and white. That's what they are. That's what he donated to my channel a few months ago. And they work good. I tested them on my 9-volt battery to check them out. They're okay. And they all work good. He said I could use these for my other radios, for my meters and stuff, in case they get burned out. So he gave me a whole donation of those things for free. And these are really nice quality lights. I'm just kind of tired right now, but I've been kind of busy all day, sitting down, relaxing. I spend a lot of time with the French dog. Been raining. I usually go out there in the yard and do my garden stuff, but our food's coming in pretty good right now. Everything's good. My mom's going to go see my brother. I was going to do a live stream today during the morning, but right now, not in thunderstorms. I'm not going to take a risk with this radio. It took me a long time to set the system up. The antenna is doing great so far. So I'm going to leave it out to UDX21 that came in the chat tonight. UDX 387. And that guy that came from Hawaiian Islands, Ricky 808. Thanks for coming to chat. Knowing 420 Honolulu, Hawaii. He's been watching us. I've been trying the best I can. I went on a short video with 26 to check these guys out tonight, and we talked these guys on 26. That's the only channel that's getting out. No skip tonight. These are the local talkers, but that's good for a local talker almost 40 to 30 miles away. That was awesome. And the UDX 357 came in here today. 387, sorry about that. And I'm checking anyone who came. Mark Sandquist, UDX 875, Rock City, Rock Vegas. That's what they call me out there sometimes. I had that happen on Channel 12 today. And there was a guy named Bobcat. There's three Bobcats. There's one in Spring City and there's one here in the Harriman, Tennessee area. And I talked to this guy on the radio today. He had a USU type radio. And he told me he's been a C radio operator and ham operator since 1976 in my area. Like, wow. He was actually on Channel 12 talking to Toolman. You guys saw the short video of it. Toolman is actually one that talks to Flash. And he's over Harriman, Tennessee, about at least 12 to 15 miles away to the north of me here. And that's where he's at. And he's talked all the way from Harriman, Tennessee, a good at least 15 to 12 miles. That's where you hear him on there, on the Mako 5000. And also Dallas Rive came here today, UDX 347. Thanks for coming to chat today. I'm glad we talked out there the other few nights ago on the beam. We're trying out. Yeah, that was pretty cool contact. We did really good. And 3 days, and the last 5 days, get out of my yard and trim between the rainstorms. Yeah, I had my grass growing up pretty tall, not too tall, because I had to let it grow because they let the flowers get pollinate with the bees and stuff, so they go into hydroponics either way in the greenhouse or even the garden. So he made some contacts today to Texas and West Indies down the Caribbean. That's the same kind of thing I've been having the last few nights. Yeah, that's what I've been getting the last few days. Same thing in the same area. And I think the solar cycles are just what the sun's happening right now. We're probably good. And Creeper came out there today from all the way from Hooper, Utah. Phil Berry, that's him. So he's upgrading his ham license to a general. So yeah. So we're glad we got, and he calls the legendary Foxman. Yep. I hope we get conditions better this week. We're gonna do good. Long we have great. Have a good night out there. To Dirty Diaper 21. You say have a good night. 21 is 10-7. Have a good one. We'll catch you all later. And 79 Smokery and Shockwave. And I'll catch you later. 420. I'm going to smoke it out. We're going to smoke on this bean when we get some time. We're great. And I'll catch you all guys later. Have a good night. And we'll bring out more videos soon.